Hey everybody, this is Wake Angel 2001 coming at you one more time with the Sonic Crash and Smash bike. I have talked at length about this little figure and the obscure little toy line he comes from, but that I always talk up how I had two of the Crash and Smash bikes as a kid, but I only ever show this one. Well, after my last video, I got to thinking, and I'm like, hey, you know what? Let me dig in my closet and see if I could find it. And here he is, my Streex figure. Yeah, I found out his name is Streex from the Street Sharks, the Tiger Shark guy from Street Sharks. So, unfortunately, I couldn't find his bike. I know the bike is somewhere, I just don't know where. Anyway, it's a moot point because, alright, I know I'm going to get a lot of jokes in the comments about this, but I just gotta. His peg kind of snapped off while he was riding the bike once, so it's kind of stuck in there. I think I can remove it, but you know, it's like a 20-year-old toy. I want to be pretty gentle. Actually, from 25-year-old toy. It's a 25-year-old toy. So as you can see, there's some discoloration due to age, and it's been kept in a box in a closet, so this isn't because of light exposure. But you can see, like, because of the two different kinds of plastic that the arms and the body are made out of. Let's see. You see how the body has faded a little bit while the arms remain bright. I think that's because the body is actually cast in this color plastic, while the arms are obviously a yellow plastic that's been painted. I think it's the same plastic that the pants are made out of. But yeah, that's Streex, the Street Shark. So I figure I can do a little bit about the Street Shark just to acknowledge what the other action figures were like from the Crash and Smash line. Now, Streex is tiny. How tiny is he? Well, let's bring in a size comparison from something a lot of you people would have an instinctive knowledge of. My avatar figure is made from a standard 3-inch Sonic the Hedgehog base action figure, so all of you should know what size that is. And Streex is about half that size. I mean, he's still quite big. He's bigger than the Sonic from the Crash and Smash line, but yeah, as far as action figures go, that's tiny. And especially for the standard Street Sharks action figures from the time were about 3 times bigger than this, like significantly. They were a lot bigger, is what I'm trying to get at. And as a kid, I always thought that this figure's arms moved independently of each other, but they do not. Just like with Sonic's, they are of a single peg, and moving one will move the other. Although it's worth noting, like, his range isn't, like, Sonic's can go all the way around, he can only go up and down like this. That's as far as they go up, and that's as far as they go down. But he does have a waist joint, so, you know, there's that. Nah, I have a waist joint. Yeah. I don't think that that's intentional. I think that just the way the figure is made, like, oh, hey, if we use a mushroom peg there, then yeah, he'll have some waist movement. Cool, one more point of articulation. So, I don't know, like, with a whopping 2 points, I still count it as an action figure. It's tiny, it can't move very much, but it's still an action figure. And getting a close-up look, they actually put quite a bit of detail. I mean, he has his stripes on the arm, even if the paint's gotten a little scuffed up. His eyes, look at those eyes. Soulless and black, like a doll's eyes. The only time that he seems like he's alive is when he's coming to get ya. And that isn't just a gratuitous jump scare I was going for, because there is something about his mouth. I mean, first of all, nice paint job on the teeth there, like the visible gum line and everything. But let's get in a flashlight, and if you look, inside of his mouth is a pink tongue, which has texture sculpted on it. He has an actual really nice tongue inside of his mouth. And, like, I actually didn't notice that, because, like, it's cast in shadow most of the time. You need to, like, you can't really see inside of his mouth unless you have a light source really up close going directly in there. So like his tongue, they didn't need to put in, they didn't need that tongue to be pink. They didn't need for it to have interesting texture, but they did. So, you know, I appreciate the extra attention to detail. Speaking of which, abs, because of course, because like the Street Sharks was like one of those cartoons from the 90s that was trying to be the next Ninja Turtles. Like there were so many that did that. There was like the Extreme Dinosaurs, the Cowboys of Moo Mesa, and then Street Sharks. And I'm sure that there were a bunch of others. Like everybody was trying to be the next Ninja Turtles back in the early and mid 90s. Street Sharks, I believe, had 2 seasons, so they were one of the relatively successful ones. Yeah. So, unfortunately, I don't have his bike. Like I said, it's somewhere in my old toy collection. But I went through the one box to find this guy, and I'm not going to go through a whole bunch of other boxes, especially when considering that it's technically broken right now. But, yeah, I just wanted to show you guys another little glimpse at that old Crash and Smash line, and a tiny piece of 90s that managed to still live in my apartment up until this day.